Hi, team. Oh, it's Sunday. I'm not doing makeup. I'm still in my pajamas. Look. My kids are wild upstairs, but you know. Ew, I have stuff all over me. I'm not gonna do this. Hi, Heather. I just realized I had a bunch of crap on my shirt. Let's do that. Look at, I'm rapping. I'm a rapper. So I've got some fire in my blood right now. And I gotta talk it out. Let's see. I apologize ahead of time if I possibly say something that makes someone a little cranky with me, but hopefully you take it and know that I just care. So last night, it started last night. I was asked to be a guest speaker for another leader that I love to pieces. I'm always sharing her stuff, which, by the way, she will probably go live in here as a guest and tell her why story. Jackie Deering, you probably have seen her before with the gazillion posts I've done to motivate you guys in here. So anyway, so I was a guest speaker last night for her group, and I always hesitate saying my story, and it's not because I know that my life is, you know, not different. Like, my life is really weird. I've had a really crazy upbringing, a lot of hardship, a lot of everything. And it's just that it opens a door, like an emotional door, that's really, really difficult. And so, my mama. And so after I knew that doing it, it would just like bring that like flood of emotions with it, right? So I try to always keep my Facebook really, really positive and uplifting, but there's just moments where grief hits in a weird way, and I just kind of blah, you know. So I was crying last night. I had a moment, you know, and that's okay, right? But the reason why I tell my story is that there's going to be somebody that listens in that gets hope, right? And that is really what it boils down to, knowing that my testimony can help another person. And I did record it. I will share it once it is uploaded. Like, YouTube hates me. Like, it takes forever to upload. I need to do it to my computer, I think. But with it, like, it just makes me think a lot. Like, and I had a lot of time to reflect last night, and a lot of crazy stuff happened last night. I helped somebody not commit suicide. That was kind of a big one. So this was directly after my live video. It was just crazy stuff. And then there was other things that I was getting messaged that was just like, holy cow, like one thing after another. And I'm just like, God, what in the world am I supposed to do with all this? But I woke up with a lighter heart because I prayed before I went to sleep. And, I don't know, I just had to stop and just like enjoy the moment this morning. Can you hear in the background? I'm going to stop for a second. So there's beautiful Christian music playing in the background. My husband's not talking, but he's in the living room. My kids are all playing. You guys, it's Sunday. I worked for 10 years every Sunday, and I would miss this. Yeah. This business has allowed me to be home with my babies. And there's so much more than what we really think. And this was the time, because we just did the $20 kit. Right before that, we had another promo. And this is about the time where people are like, I don't know if I can do this, right? We had 300 new people. Maybe they haven't had instant success, or maybe somebody said no to them, or maybe their family and friends weren't so supportive. And then they're like, well, maybe this wasn't for me after all. And it's really hard for me. So I've had a ton, like, not a ton, but a few people message me in the last week. Frustrated, discouraged. It's usually the word discouraged, right? And I go a little quiet, okay? Because I have to like be careful how I word it, but you need to understand that I will never understand somebody quitting, like ever. Because I have this. And my babies are worth it. So when somebody tells me, I don't know if I can do this, I think I'm just going to be done, or I'm discouraged, or I think I'm just going to quit, or how do I cancel? I'm probably going to go quiet on you because it's so much more. And for some reason, I don't understand it, but you have allowed quitting to even be an option. Why are you not good enough for this? Why is your life not good enough to have the freedom and like not worry about finances anymore? Like why, like for the parents out there, what would you do for your babies? Right? Like, and usually parents will say, well, anything, but that's not the case if you're quitting. Now I get it. There are some people that really aren't made for this. Like it's just, it goes against you for some reason, but very few. For the most part, this is designed for anybody. And whether or not like you see it, but I see it, where you are capable of so much more. For some reason, God had placed this business in your life. He's given you all the tips, all the tricks, and the coolest, best support system in the world. I don't care what anyone says, our team is the best. There's really nothing else other than to just work your business and use it. And that is the part that we can't do for you. I don't know, like so like if you're in my inbox, I know there's a couple watching, or you've just stopped, and I know that too, because I get to see everyone in the back office, right? Like I don't even know how many distributors. And I get to see that there isn't work being done. I get to see your posts, that no posts are being done. And it just hurts my heart. But all I have to say is like, I had the best morning this morning. Like, I didn't wake up with an alarm clock. I woke up with puppy kisses. My big old Jax, American Bully, he's huge. Comes and kisses me on the face with his big slobbery tongue. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. like I used to. Being miserable. Leaving my babies. Trying to sneak out of bed and hope that Cade don't wake up. And, head to work and just park my car right in the parking lot. And just dread, have that pit of my stomach like, oh my gosh, I know it's not going to be a great day. I just know it. Because working at the hospital was awful. It was awful. I hated it. It literally was toxic to my soul. And I know that sounds really deep, but it was. I literally hated my job that much. But I would do it because I thought that was the only option for my family. I was the breadwinner. I made more money than my husband, and so I just had to keep on going and add benefits. But I literally hated my job. And like, I would just sit in the parking lot and just like want to cry, and then just like, okay, I can do this. And I'm walking in my scrubs, a whole bunch of people, gear on me, because I live at the hospital for 2 days. Like, it's just 2 16-hour shifts. Never could get, sleep on that Friday night. I could never sleep in between my 2 shifts. It was usually 4 hours and 4 hours. So 8 hours in like 3 days. And it was hard. I would have to lift patients all day long. I have to go out in the ICU where patients are like dying, I'd have to go respond to codes when people are doing CPR. I would have to help with injections and all this crazy stuff that people don't know how much X-ray techs do. And then I had to manage a whole crew, like a whole bunch of people that treated me like dirt. I had a boss that wasn't supportive, never got a pay raise, like ever. And we were always shorthanded, so I'd always, in 16 hours, would never get a break, really. I'd have to, like, hold my pee for hours. Like, I hated my job. And I'm home. My kids are dorky like me. And my babies are so happy I'm home. My husband is happy. My soul is happy. And it's like, this business is so awesome. So awesome. Like, it's so much more if you allow it. And I can't have that passion for you. Like, I can't. I wish it. But I got your back. Like, I got all the teaching in the last 3 years, all the mistakes that I've made. And, it's usually about this time, it's usually a few weeks in that you bought your kit that you're like, well, maybe this wasn't for me. And yeah, let's get real for a second. Have we even tried? Right? What, did you talk to one person? They're like, oh, you do that. Like, let's get real for a second. If you opened up a coffee stand right up the street and you tell one person, Are you just going to close your coffee stand? No. Come on. This is a business. But it's a beautiful business. You know, people are successful freaking selling rocks. Literally selling rocks. And yet we have products that can save lives. We're not supposed to say that, but you know, like I would be hospitalized so much more with all my autoimmune disorders had it not been for the products that I take. Rai, I know she's probably not watching because it's church day. Rai, a pancreatic cancer survivor, one of the youngest in the whole United States, was my customer first for the cleanse. And yet she was able to get off all of her kidney medications because of her cleanse. That's only one product. That's crazy. I have some of you guys that have told me that your family members that are on dialysis for your kidneys or diabetic have done the cleanse and the greens and the sugar numbers are maintaining, or they don't have to do dialysis every, so often. We have, 50 products? Our stuff is awesome. It literally can change lives, and you have the power to go help people with it. Don't ever feel ashamed for having a product. You need to research. I'm nerdy like that. I research our stuff because I wanted to know what the freak do I have my hands on. So I've looked up ingredients. I've done all of that nerdy stuff in the background because I wanted to be sure that whatever I sell, I could back up because that's my integrity. And you better bet that I've tried everything except for the one for menopause because I'm not in menopause yet. But I have tried everything, everything. And so that I could have that good assessment. Not only that, but I also consulted with one of my friends that went to school for nutrition because I wanted to have my name backed up in a good way, right? We have things that are just so awesome, and you have that. And we have things that don't even exist in the world. So we have one of the best compensation plans, products that don't exist elsewhere. You have the best support group in the world, in my opinion. It's up to you. The motivation needs to come from within. But you better bet, life is good. To go from not being able to eat dinner, I would starve myself at dinner time because there wasn't enough food for my babies. And just say I wasn't hungry. And go to bed with my stomach all growling, then it would be hard to sleep. That is how broke we were. You know what that is? That's a PUD notice. I would have these at my door saying that they were going to shut me off. So I know struggle. I know food banks. I know WIC. I know DSHS. I know all of that because I lived it. I used to live in a metal trailer with no electricity, no running water. That was my upbringing as a kid. I hated it. I would go hide in my room and go read books and escape. You have your hands on the best thing that could ever happen in your whole life. All I have to say is it's worth it. It is so worth it. I promised to share my video from last night so you know a little bit more. We were broke because we made a lot of mistakes. So when Drajan was little, I had just had him. The week that I had him, my husband got laid off. And that was also when the economy crashed pretty much. So we were living in a rental that we could basically afford only if my husband was working too. And then we took in about 15 other family members because they all lost jobs and their houses. So all of a sudden we went from just me and my husband and our kids to about 20 people in the house, and I was the only one working. So we got 2 cars repossessed, all of our credit cards bounced, you name it, there you have it. And it was just one thing after another. So that was our poor choices that caught up to us with no savings in the bank. So I went back to work right away, but the damage was already done. It was just poor choice after poor choice. Lived in a small condo for a while, but then it got moldy and flooded, and we've had some things thrown at our way. So yes, on Facebook, because let's get real, Facebook is very fake. Many people are fake on Facebook, and nobody knew how bad it was. Nobody. And so yeah, by all means, I had this great job. look, my husband had got back with a job, but the damage was done. I had collectors call me and harass me. Oh my gosh, they're relentless. They are nasty people. They would call me from before I even woke up. They would, I'd hear the ringing until 11 o'clock at night. It was awful. And so I would never answer my phone. I'd get all sorts of crazy things in the mail. I was trying to make payments, but then it just got worse and worse and worse. And it's just life. I never was taught anything. My parents never taught me anything but budgeting. My husband's parents didn't teach me anything. And I try to teach my kids now, do this, this, and this. But it was just too many poor choices that had added up. And unfortunately, I'm too nice. And every person that I took in, none of them contributed financially. And so I basically paid for people to be in my house. I remember going shopping for groceries one time. Trajan was really little. And I paid $800 for groceries that day. $800. And it lasted 3 days. So life was really difficult back then, and a lot of bad choices, and it caught up to us is what happened. So yeah, we had great jobs, but it just added up. So it was at the point then that we were either going to file bankruptcy, live with family, which I'm sorry, I'm so stubborn with that. I don't like being told what to do, at all. And so the idea of living with family and them telling me when to eat, when to cook, when to clean up after, and tell me how to raise my kids, it did not sell well. So I'm just yeah, that just doesn't sound great. So for my husband did ask his sister, we were to that point. And, so we had 4 different things that was happening all at once. So I just lost my mom. I was not pleasant to be around. I admit it. I was really depressed. And we were going to file for bankruptcy. I'd already looked it up. There was different chapters and everything. I had learned all of that. That's where we were at. Okay. Then he had asked his sister if we could move in. She said no. So I was looking around this area for dinky little apartments, but we had dogs, and that's near impossible now to move into places with dogs. And then I was looking up job ads. What kind of jobs can I do? And I really did not want to be away from my Cade, because that was another thing. Who's going to watch my baby? I have a newborn baby on my hands. Who's going to watch him? Nobody was willing. And I didn't want it either, And so then, what kind of money can you make from home? I tried those stupid magazine thing or whatever. You read a book and do a survey thingy. I tried extreme couponing. I was really good at it because I like numbers. I was really good at it. But it is very time consuming. And so I just realized my time was worth more. I tried selling things, and then I'm I don't have nothing else that's worth any value in my house. That's how poor we were. And I even got to the point where I was going to sell my wedding dress. Sad. I know. I literally had it for sale, and then at the last second I backed out. And then, yeah. And so it's one of those things, what do we do? And then this was put in my lap. So it was our means out, and I didn't think it was going to go well. I'm going to be honest. I didn't have no experience.
Hey,
I'm talking to my team. You want to say hi?
Sure.
My Dre Jim.
Hi.
You're so cute. My little butterball. So yeah, life was hard. But life is good now, and it's all those, my babies, I've decided man, I had some good haters. I had some really good haters. I did not have support.
Okay.
My own husband was a hater. Let's get real here.
It's okay.
They're saying hi to you.
It's okay. Haters gonna hate.
Okay, you gotta be quiet or just watch or something.
Daddy.
But yeah, my own husband was against it. I only had a couple of really good friends, and they booked it right when I started. My coworkers made fun of me. I literally was against everyone. Yeah. But I just knew I don't know, I love my mama so much, and I miss her so much, and I know that she would have been my first customer. I don't know. My mama. I just, something in me just like, I don't know, I didn't have a normal childhood at all. Like, I just didn't. Like, it was hard. I always like say that I was like an adult child. Like, I just had to grow up like immediately. He's gonna come visit. And, you know, like, I never wanted my kids to suffer the way I suffered. Out of my whole life, you know, what, you go to school for how many years? 13? Elementary, middle, and high. And I got an outfit for kindergarten, and that was it. That was my only brand new outfit from my parents. And that was only 2 outfits. I remember it being pink, and one was blue, and they were like identical, but I just loved them. And from then on, my dad had gotten hurt at work, and we went on disability, and disability doesn't pay nothing. And yeah, it was not easy. So we would have to shop at the thrift store for school clothes. And we lived in a small town. So it wasn't like thrift stores nowadays where they're pretty rad. It is thrift stores where it was like old grandma clothes that were stained and ripped. Like, that was what I would have to wear. And I refused. And so no kidding, I had this junky little clipboard. It was really junky because I stole it from my sister. And I was younger than him. Trajan's 9. I was like 7.
Oh, God.
Don't move the thing. And I would go around and I'd say, hey, I'll clean out that cat litter box for 5 cents. Because who wants to do that, right? That's disgusting. And I was allergic. And okay, 5 cents, that's nothing. And I would literally like collect all my change. And that was what would pay for my school clothes the next year. So I would literally save this change all year round. And I would never be able to buy much. It was usually a couple of shirts and maybe a pair of pants or something. But that was my upbringing, you know, and it was, you know, I had to deal with an alcoholic dad and like a lot of yelling in the house, a lot of hardship, you know, like we were a mixed family, and it was a kind of a broken mixed family for a long time. And, you know, I dealt with a small town mentality where people are jerks. Like, you know, like I was bullied really bad. I had an attempt rape by the star quarterback in the town, and I was the shy, quiet mouse in school. And it was horrible. People are relentless. And I was very, very suicidal for years. And I don't take, that is the only reason why I'm even mentioning it, because that opens doors that I don't even like, is that I am put on this very moment for a reason. There's a special platform, and I feel like testimonies can change lives. And I don't take my story light. I don't ever want it for somebody else. Ever. But you better bet, like, through all that crap that I had to deal with school, and then I fought, man. I got out of that town. I fought tooth and nail, man. I was 4 months pregnant, starting my x-ray program. They told me I was going to fail. Well, let me show you.
Oh.
Literally told me I was going to fail and that I might as well just drop out. Well, let's go. I had Kiana on Christmas break. I had 2 weeks off with her and had to go right back. And got straight A's, 4.0. So neener. Like, but that is my spirit. Like, I'm a fighter, man. And I missed out a lot. I missed out on her, like, first 2.5 years of her life. Grandma raised her. And fast forward, and then I went to another college and got another 4.0. And I don't know. Like, I got a lot of grit in me. And so when someone comes up to me and says, yeah, I asked a couple people, I don't think this is for me. I don't know what to say to that. I just don't.
Can I tell something?
In a second. I just literally, like, I don't have quitting in me. I just don't. And I know that I have a platform where I can literally change thousands of people's lives. I don't take that lightly, even at all. Like, every day I work my tail off because of you guys. Like, I know your stories, and they keep me up at night. And it's so much more than a freaking job. Like, I'm sorry, but if I were to walk in, and I posted this because somebody else posted it, and I freaking loved it. If I were to have a job interview right now and straight up say, I want a 40% discount on all products, I want unlimited pay. I want the best support system in the whole wide world. And like, I want 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 7,500, 15,000. How many bonuses do we have? $25,000 and $50,000 bonus. They would laugh at you. They would laugh at you. We get paid so good, but you gotta work your business, you know? Like, I love what I do. I love it. I love it. I'm so passionate. My husband laughs at me. He says it like lights me up like a Christmas tree, and it's so true. When I compare it to how I felt going to the hospital and just that dread, that pit in my stomach, like they were so mean to me. Like, and I knew I deserved better. My boss was a pervert. Like, oh, he was creepy, you guys. And then my coworkers were just freaking mean. They were so disrespectful. And it was just like, but I felt like I was stuck, right?
How about the yo-yo man?
And I love what I do now. I will never go anywhere. I will never change from a different company because I know at this point I'm going to be getting recruited because of how high up I am. I'm about to hit the 7th out of 8th rank possible. That's insane. Shy, quiet, introvert Miranda, teen mom, no experience, you know, like, victim, you know, like, by all means, I was supposed to fail. I was supposed to be dead by now. Like, I wasn't supposed to make it this far. And it really just goes to show it doesn't matter who the freak you are. It doesn't matter your experience, your background, what you've gone through, what life has thrown at you or is thrown at you right now. What are you made of? Where's your grit at? Where's your determination? Where's your fire? And realize you are worth it, man. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're freaking worth it. Your life is worth it. You know?
Can I tell him?
What's your perspective? You're a child. Like, what do you think with the come talk to him? Here's a 9-year-old perspective. What can you tell people that want to give up right now? They want to quit their business.
So when I started, like I didn't even know. I thought we were like good, and I thought we had a good life until this one night where my dad had this like shirt on, and my mom took her purse and went out the door, and they just started fighting. I started to cry in my room. I was starting to pray on my floor, and looked outside, and it actually worked. And
okay, fast forward.
My chair. No.
Oh, then we're live.
Hello, live. I need my chair.
What do you think with the company stuff? If somebody were to tell you right now, I'm going to quit It Works, what would you say to them?
You're stupid.
Okay, she's got no filter. She's 14. Sorry. But anything else? This is my team, so be nice.
You quit. You're stupid. I'm gonna be honest. That's the dumbest decision you probably made.
Like,
Is there anything like nice you want to say?
No, because there's nothing nice about quitting.
All right. Do you love
oh
our
yeah,
life?
and also don't
Yes.
be a douchebag.
Okay, we're not.
Okay,
gonna
you're
say-
not allowed to say that stuff. I'm sorry. You're not.
Anything else? This is a Sunday and there is our family time. I don't want to waste your
Happy
time.
Sunday.
Sunday
I
fun.
hope you guys are going to church today.
All right.
I want
Sunday
to.
fun.
Okay, quick words, and then you guys get out.
Hope you guys look. Get out of my chair.
I'm trying to talk. I'm doing a memo.
He's talking to him.
Close the door. Mom's online. I'll give it back after.
Confianza.
No, she said if you could quit.
Okay,
get
let's-
out. Yeah, out. Bye. Adios. See you
Fine,
later.
just take my chair.
You should be watching the baby.
Well, baby's on the iPad and he won't get off of it, so I'm gonna forget.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You're cute.
Ouch.
Shut the door, please.
Bye, Mike. Have a good Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Don't fart on the shirts. Those are your guys' shirts.
Okay,
Make it short and sweet. They don't want to hear about why we argued. Just fast forward.
yeah, and then I started praying, and then it actually worked, and I got surprised, like 2 years later or 1 year later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was so happy, and my mom's like, and then now I know so much about the business.
He's funny. Like, I don't even know what he knew. And then all of a sudden he was like blitzing people. It was funny as freak. So, anyways, what if mommy didn't say yes to this? What do you think would have happened?
I would we probably wouldn't have this house right now.
No. What else?
We would probably live in a tiny apartment where we couldn't really afford food.
Probably.
And you wouldn't probably even have pennies at all.
No.
That's probably what you wouldn't even have.
Mm.
And probably Kiana would have stayed run away.
What's your favorite thing since Mommy started this? What's been
Like-
fun since the last 3 years? What's some of the fun things?
We've been going on family trips like every month. Like it's like seaside, and we get to like go on the waves. I once like almost drowned, but it was funny.
That's not funny.
It's funny to me.
Now you're not gonna go. All right.
It was because it was a huge wave. It was like
Okay.
taller than me.
Okay, you gotta get to the point though. Anything else that you'd say?
Please sign up with my mom.
No, like they're already signed up, silly. These are all my distributors.
Oh.
This is in the actual team page.
I thought this was like a random line.
No. Is there anything else?
Like, what do you want me to like say about it?
No, that could be it if you're done.
No, I'm not done. I just want you to like ask me a couple questions.
I don't know. If you guys have questions for my 9-year-old, go for it.
In the comments, I'll read it.
But anyways, you get the point. Those are my kids. Not filtered, no script. They're gonna tell you what they want to say anyways. Life is good, you guys. Like I'm so happy. Like I have family day. Like we're listening to beautiful music. Like I don't even have to worry about my dogs anymore. Like for all the dog parents out there, like that was really stressful all the time. Like I never could it was just stressful. It was really stressful trying to get somebody to watch my dogs, make sure they're okay, and they've got food and water. Like, I don't have any of that anymore. We had a lot of vehicles repossessed, and right now we're gonna pay cash for a brand new car. Like, that's insane. I don't want to hear the crinkly. No. So I don't know. It's worth it. All I gotta say is that I'm not perfect. Like, I'm not. All of us leaders, we have big hearts, and we just try to help where we can. And like look at what Heather just wrote.
Huh?
Heather's one of my great friends.
Thank you.
You see that, Dre? Do you want me to come visit you?
Sure, if you want to.
He's precious. So I don't know. I love this business. I love what I do. I love that I get to spend every day with my babies. I love that I don't have to have an alarm clock. I love that I've completely altered the course of our lives, where my daughter gets to go to a private school. Like, that's insane. She was bullied. Every day this girl would come up to her, poke her in the stomach, and say how ugly she was and that she needs to commit suicide. And I took her out of that environment, homeschooled, and now she has a private high school that she gets to go to next year. Like, I've literally altered her course of her life. Her self-esteem was starting to get broken down a little bit, like, every day. And the school would never do anything. My Drajan had a nasty bully where he had a fractured back.
That guy.
Fractured back and a concussion from a bully. Like, it is so much more. That freedom of time is no price tag,
Gee.
Oh, and then we've got Mr. Crazy over here. Come here. Come here, handsomeness. Oh, and he's so snuggly, and it's just being able to have the time to be mom, like there's not a better gift than that,
She's giving me a hug.
It is. That's Juanita's koala. She'll probably watch
Shout outs to you, Juanita.
it. But I don't know. I hope that you stick with it. It's, as my tattoo says, one day at a time. It becomes worth it. You stay consistent. Figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Use the tips and tricks. And just know that life is good if you allow it to be, and that you're worth it, Yep. So I hope you guys have a good Sunday. I'm going to go enjoy my babies. Go rock out. I was belting out some music earlier. I break windows and mirrors like I'm bad, but oh well. But I'm gonna go fuel my soul some more and enjoy my family time. And I hope you guys.
It's so
Just keep
good.
going.
It's like so good that I actually got my dream thing I've been wanting for like years. An actual bike.
Yes, I did buy him a bike. It was
for
pretty rad.
Christmas, and I'm like, thank you
Yeah.
so much. And I'm pretty sure
All
Mom-
right, guys. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later.